Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Tinubu's chances in the southeast likely to increase after Nnamdi Kanu's release. Tinubu's chances in the southeast likely to increase after Nnamdi Kanu's release. Deji Adenyoju speaks. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. The release of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has, in the opinion of activist Deji Adenyoju of Abuja, improved Bola Ahmed Tinubu's chances of winning the presidency in the upcoming election. According to Adenyoju, the release of Kanu will improve the chances of the ruling party receiving a favorable vote outcome in the southeast, according to Niger News. He claims that Kanu's release might help lawmakers plan how to win ever more voters in the southeast. The activist in Abuja remarked that the release of the IPOB leader will inspire both APC and PDP followers. As previously reported by Niger News, Kanu is still being detained by the federal government despite the Court of Appeals ruling clearing him of all terrorism-related charges. The federal government then requested a stay of the judgment and the court granted it when Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, asserted that his release would jeopardize national security. Even still, some agitators reportedly worry that his release would undermine the likelihood of peaceful elections in the southeast the following year. He stated that it will boost APC's chances, it will boost the morale of their supporters, and that would be to the advantage of the ruling party and the PDP. The only party it will affect is the Labour Party, which is expecting to get some significant votes from the southeast. If the federal government decides to release Nnamdi Kanu, it will increase the ruling party's chances of getting a favorable outcome in the election. It can be used by politicians as a campaign strategy in the southeast, so they can have something to go home and campaign with. Like I have said, keeping Kanu does not add any value to the federal government. What value are they going to derive from keeping a man that the court has granted bail and said even his arrest is unconstitutional? You can't build something on nothing in the law, and you can't give what you don't have. The government can't in any way prove the greed of Kanu because they first have to return him back to where he was taken in Kenya. That is a small thing for any court to rule because it's extraordinary rendition which states capture and abduction of citizens. This is prohibited under international law, and there is no easy way out for the government. It will just be right for the government to release him because the next government may most likely release him. The release of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has, in the opinion of activist Deji Adeyanju of Abuja, improved Bola Ahmed Tinubu's chances of winning the presidency in the upcoming election. According to Adeyanju, the release of Kanu will improve the chances of the ruling party receiving a favorable vote outcome in the southeast, according to Niger News. He claims that Kanu's release might help lawmakers plan how to win over more voters in the southeast. The activist in Abuja remarked that the release of the IPOB leader will inspire both APC and PDP followers. As previously reported by Niger News, Kanu is still being detained by the federal government, despite the Court of Appeals ruling clearing him of all terrorism-related charges. The federal government then requested a stay of the judgment, and the court granted it when Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, asserted that his release would jeopardize national security. Even still, some agitators reportedly worry that his release would undermine the likelihood of peaceful elections in the southeast the following year. He stated that it will boost APC's chances, it will boost the morale of their supporters, and that would be to the advantage of the ruling party and the PDP. Now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by